Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 6 selections for tomorrow's racing. And we're going to be going to Haydock for my first tip, where we go with an extra selection in the 145. Going to go here with a horse called Bayside Boy for Will Buick and Roger Varon. Currently at the time recording was available at 5 to 1. I'm going to recommend a 1-point win bet here. Now this horse, Bayside Boy, hasn't maybe lived up to expectations this season. He was quite a promising juvenile. He ran well at Doncaster behind Luxembourg on the final start of his 2-year-old career. But like I say, things just haven't gone to plan for him this season. He didn't run well in the French Guineas. His effort in the St James's Palace Stakes was a little bit better when he finished 7th behind Caprice. He was only beaten 2 lengths that day, so he wasn't beaten that far. You have to put a line for his latest run at Goodwood. Well, I just don't think the track suited him. I don't think the ground as well played to his strengths. And I think the blinkers going on tomorrow will suit him. That form as well at Goodwood has worked out okay from the Thoroughbred Stakes. Check and Challenge, again, who ran a stinker in that race, has actually subsequently gone on to win a patent company race in France. So there is a bit of a positive angle with that. And I just think the blinkers could make the difference tomorrow they're going on. And also Will Buick as well is a very positive jockey booking, absolute fire at the moment, and so is Roger Varon. His yard are going quite well. And I thought 5 to 1 here, you're taking on Reach for the Moon, who's just not really lived up to the heights and all the reputation that he had at the start of the season, where he could have been a Derby horse, was turned over at Ascot, turned over at Sandown. I'm not sure about him, and I think he's too short, and is one you want to be taking on. So that's why I'm going to go in 145 with Bayside Boy. We then go to the 240 at Kempton, where we're going to go here with a horse called You Think So for Pat Dobbs and John Butler. Currently available at 14 to 1 SkyBet, who are offering 5 places. Going to recommend a 0.5 each way here. Now this horse, You Think So, seems to be a little bit of a Kempton specialist. He's got a very good record over this course and distance. He's won during his career over it 6 times, and he's been holding his own okay on the turf this year. He's actually rated a little bit lower on the turf compared to the all-weather, but he's been putting some, like I say, some good efforts. He won a couple of starts ago at Newmarket. He then ran behind an improving 3-year-old from the Charlton yard last time out, giving it weight, and he wasn't disgraced there. And I just think coming back to the all-weather could be a very good move for him. He's got a mark of 85 tomorrow, which is a mark he's won off in the past. I think this has probably been at the back of John Butler's mind, and John Butler as well has been having his best ever year as a trainer, known as a former assistant trainer of the shrewd man. That was Barney Curley, and a lot of his horses this year have been winning at prices, and I could see the same methods being applied to You Think So. So good draw tomorrow from stall 1. If Pat Dobbs can get into a good position, I think he's very overpriced, and that's why he's going to be my selection in that race at Kempton. We then head to Ascot for the 310 with a horse called Space Tracker, available at 9 to 1 with SkyBet, who are offering 6 places. Ray Dawson but for Richard Hughes. This horse has shown a lot of ability so far in his light career. He's 3 from 4, and last time we saw him was last week when he won at Newmarket, pulling away from all his rivals in the closing stages. Maybe the big field might not suit him, but he's going to be drawn in the right part of the track tomorrow, and he's most likely to be handy. He's got the stamina as well for a mile. He's off a mark of 96 in here with the 3-year-old Alliance, and that could just play to his strengths tomorrow. He's a horse that loves a battle, and if he can get into a good rhythm tomorrow, he can get into a good position in the hands of Ray Dawson. I think he's slightly overpriced, and there could be a little bit more to come from him, so that's going to be my selection there. We then go to Haydock for the Sprint Cup. I'm going to go here with Brad the Brief for Kieran Fallon and Hugo Palmer. Currently available at 12 to 1 with SkyBet, who are offering 6 places on this race. Going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection. It looks like Brad the Brief could have possibly been targeted at this race. He's not been seen since winning the Group 2 at the Curragh back in May, but before that he was in pretty decent form. He won at Haydock on his return over this course and distance, and he's got a good record at this track. If the rain does come tomorrow, I think that's going to play to his strengths. He's quite a versatile horse over 6-7 furlongs, and yeah, if he can get into a good position tomorrow in the hands of Kieran Fallon, who's got some good rides on the card, I think he can go very well at a bit of price. I think it's a little bit wide open than the betting suggests, and for me, he's going to be my selection. Now we then go to my next best of the day, which runs in a fillies handicap at Ascot in the 420. Crystal Caprice for Sir Michael Stout and Ryan Moore, available at 7 to 4 with William Hill at the time recording. I'm going to recommend a 1-point win bet here. Now this horse, Crystal Caprice, I thought was very impressive when she won at Glorious Goodwood, pulling away from all her rivals when she got a bit of daylight in the final furlong. I thought they were going to go down the black type route, which they could still do. So it's interesting they're keeping her in handicap company off a mark of 93, but I think she's better than that. She's from the family as well of Crystal Ocean, who Sir Michael Stout knows very well in these colours. that's served in good stead over the years in the Rothschilds colours. And he's got a good draw tomorrow, this horse. She has in stall late. So I think there's a lot of positives tomorrow, and I think she'll get a good pace to aim at, and I think she'll come with a late run, and I think she'll be good enough to win. So she's going to be my next best of the day there. We then go to the 5:30 for my nap of the day, When the Dealing's Done, for Daniel Tudhope and Roger Till. Currently available at 9-2. Going to recommend 1 point win bet here. Now this horse, When the Dealing's Done, quite an interesting horse. He's fallen down the weights a little bit. I'm surprised he's running off a mark of 90. He's actually £8 lower than when he ran here in July, when he wasn't actually beaten that far. He was finishing 7th place behind Mountain Peak in a big field handicap, only beaten 3 lengths. I think if he's anywhere near that form, I think he's a serious player in here tomorrow. He was a good horse last year, won some big races, and he just seems like he's coming back into a little bit of form. Roger Till's horses are running okay. He's not got a bad draw as well. I think he'll be up there the pace, and I think over this course and distance we'll see him to good effect. Probably as well being named maybe at the Portland next week on St. Ledger Day, a race he ran well in last year. So a lot of ticks in the box tomorrow for When the Dealing's Done, and that's why he's going to be my nap of the day in the 5:30 at Ascot. So there's the selections then for tomorrow's race, and let me know in the comments box below what you're going to be backing tomorrow. If you're enjoying these videos, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe here to the YouTube channel at LuckyLoaders15. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you again soon.